Jill, how about a cold one?
Whoa, Chuck, I think you had enough. Drink as much beer as you want when we get to Mexico.
If we get to Mexico. Hey, man, you said this was gonna be a 2-hour flight.
So we're taking the scenic route. Come on, what's the matter with you guys? Aren't you having fun?
No, as a matter of fact, I'm not. You know what? I think I'm getting sick.
You know, I'm starting to feel a little bit funny myself.
It's getting really hot in here.
Okay, hold it down.
Something's happening to my eyes, man. I can't see. Everything's getting blurry.
Hey, take it easy, you know? It's probably just like a little bit of a snap.
No, man, I'm serious. I can't see. Can you see?
I'm scared, Jimmy. I want to go back. Take us back home. Take us back home, please.
Okay, everybody just shut up, all right?
Now, Jimmy, turn back now. I mean it.
Be quiet, all right? Just keep quiet. Mayday 3154 uniform. I have a medical emergency. I can't see. My eyes are burning. I gotta make a forced landing. Do you copy?
Good morning, Los Angeles, and welcome to another day in hell. Temperatures are expected to be in the low 100s, same as they've been for a week now. Today we'll reach 103, and the weatherman says more heat's on the way. Here's some cooling off music.
Killer CFCs? Deadly CFC. Lethal. Lethal CFC.
Hey, it's Evan. I'm not home right now, so leave a message and I'll call you back.
Evan, it's Pike. Listen, something's happening down here. Evan, I know you're there. Would you pick up the phone, please? Damn it, Evan, this is an emergency. We need you down here right away. If I don't hear from you in 10 minutes, my next call goes to Schifrin. It's up to you.
Schifrin.
So it's not Noriega's kidnapping in Panama, then, but it's still a story. It's still news.
Eddie, please. You want news? 8 days of this god-awful heat is news, but a whale washing up on a beach, give me a break.
I'll tell you what this is. This is like everything else I've been getting these days. It's a fluff piece. So do me a favor. Don't call it news. What are you doing?
Look, your fluff piece. Still think this isn't news?
What the?
Hey, Racer. There you are. I've been looking all over for you. That's for you on line 3. Sounds like you're CO with the guard.
This is Racer. Yes, sir. Actually, I'm scheduled to do a high-altitude instrument run on the F-5.
Hi.
Yes, sir. I understand. Give me a hand over here. No, I'm leaving right now.
Honey, not again. We had a lunch date, remember?
No. I'm sorry.
Finally get the mayor to give me the afternoon off so I can spend some quality time with my fiance. Just thinking that maybe we could go home and snuggle in bed, put on an old movie, maybe give Cable some fancy competition.
I promise. I promise. As soon as I get back, all of the above, especially the bed and the cable parts.
Okay. So what's happening? It's a big emergency.
Some kids in a small plane disappeared. The pilot's dad is some big shot, and he's pulling a bunch of strings. Haven't found ASAP.
Well, in that case, we'll get him, hero.
Okay, we will. And now, I'll see you tonight.
All right.
Well, what do you think?
What do I think? I think you need to do a full systems check. Rerun the series from the ground up.
We've done that twice.
Well, do it again. These gradients cannot be right.
They are right, Evan. I wouldn't have called you down here otherwise. This isn't just a transitory dispersal. I wish to God it were.
Frankly, Dr. Thorne, we were hoping you could answer that question. Gary Hahn, sir. I'm Dr. Pike's assistant here in the lab. I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to finally be meeting you, sir.
Thanks.
But as I was saying, however you want to proceed from here, sir, is...
Okay, it's 7. It's not sir, and this is Dr. Pike's department now. It's not mine.
Yes, sir. But considering the gravity of the situation, I thought...
Thought that I'd take the point on this? That wouldn't be wise. I'm a pariah in too many important circles around here.
Evan.
Besides, as I was saying, my take on the situation is that your data is flawed. I mean, it has to be, otherwise.
Gamma rays, X-rays, UV radiation?
I'm familiar with the list. Thank you.
You wrote the book on it when he was at the university. That's why we need you. Either prove us wrong, so we can all go home, or else to lend some credibility when we start screaming for a full-scale evacuation of this city.
Prepare yourselves for the end! Mother Earth is striking back! What you see here...
4, 3, 2...
With us right now is Elizabeth Sobel of the National Oceanic Bureau, one of several members of the scientific community who are here today to study this incredible phenomenon. Ms. Sobel, do you have any idea what might have happened here today? So many whales, so orderly, washed ashore like this?
Well, group beachings do occur, of course. This is not completely unprecedented. However, they usually don't occur in such numbers. It's especially rare for the humpback.
Then what could have caused this?
Possibly a virus or some sort of sonic disturbance in the ocean.
A sonic disturbance?
Well, that's only speculation, of course. Until we get some blood and tissue samples back to the lab, we can't know for certain. But we do know that whales are extremely sensitive to their oceanic environment.
Thanks. That's great.
Sure.
What you were saying about something being not quite right out there, you were suggesting the water might be polluted, right?
We've been using these waters as a dumping ground for an awfully long time, Mr.
Morgan.
Morgan.
John Morgan.
You name the poison and it's out there. And you can trust me on that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. Really. Listen, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to drop in on you sometimes just to see what you come up with on this. Would that be a problem?
You know, to be perfectly honest with you, I really wish you wouldn't do that. But since you probably will anyway, why don't you try and call first, okay?
Base, this is Rescue 4, over.
Rescue 4, this is Base. Stand by 1. Rescue 4, this is Base. Come in, Rescue 4.
Just completed a flyover grid 19. Nothing to report.
Roger that, Rescue 4. Proceed to next search grid.
With your permission, proceeding on to grid. Wait a minute.
Rescue 4, Base. Go ahead.
Base, I think I've got something. I'm going down for a closer look.
Roger, Rescue 4.
Base, this is Rescue 4. Come in. I have found the Cessna. Repeat, I have found the Cessna. Over. We're at grid 19, sector Alpha 5. There's no one on board. Looks like they... Hey, something strange. Base, can you read me? Over. Base, can you read me? Can anyone else out there read me?
Andrew, got it. Right there.
That's after completely recalibrating the array. This isn't just a bug in the tracking device.
Hey, Gary, can you format these for me for a presentation?
Well, what are you using for...
These two right there.
Yeah, sure.
You handle that?
No problem. Dr. Thorne.
Yep.
Is this for real? I mean, is this really as bad as it looks?
Oh, I don't think so.
And the weather's good?
Might not hurt to treat it that way, just in case.
Not sure he believed you.
I'm not sure anybody else will either.
Well, we're gonna have to make him believe it, Evan. That thing's headed straight towards us. We can prove it now.
Oh, come on. Our data's nice, but skeptics don't have any use for it. You know that. I mean, there's a chance this thing might seal itself up. Change direction before it gets here. Who knows? I mean, that's what people are going to believe till they see some hard evidence, right?
Evan, you don't believe that.
Interrupt this program for a KTML special report.
Ms. Sobel, do you have any
Come here.
idea
Come here,
what
come
might
here.
have happened
What?
here today? So many
Look at this.
whales so orderly washed ashore like this?
Well, group beachings do occur, of course. This is not completely unprecedented. They usually don't.
There's some evidence for you.
It's a special. Well, you don't waste any time, do you, Mr. Morgan?
Journalism 101, Miss Sobel. Go to the story. Don't wait for it to come to you. You can call me John.
Okay, John. I suppose you're curious as to what happened to our friends on the beach this morning. What killed them, hmm?
You got it.
Well, this may sound a little crazy, but I think they starved to death.
Starved?
Here, muscle degeneration and blood chemistry, it's all perfectly consistent with starvation.
Oh.
And that's not all. Their immune systems were almost completely destroyed. I've never seen anything like it ever.
How do whales starve?
Well, humpbacks eat mostly krill and plankton, and if something should happen to that plankton over a large area of the ocean... Excuse me.
Sure.
Hello?
Elizabeth Sobel?
Yeah, this is Elizabeth Sobel. Who's this?
Hello, Miss Sobel. You don't know me. My name's Evan Thorne, and I'm an atmospheric scientist.
Yeah, Dr. Evan Thorne, of course I know who you are. How can I help you?
I was wondering if you'd be kind enough to speak to me about what happened at the beach today.
Oh my God. Base, this is Rescue 4. Over. This is Rescue 4, can you...
We need an evac unit in the corner. They're all dead.
This is Rescue Flight 3. I've got them in sight. Copy.
You kidding? No way. $6,000 for electric fans? That's out.
I know, Mr. Mayor, but the city librarians were threatening a walkout if they didn't get some kind of relief from the heat.
Tell them the mayor said try opening a window.
You really want me to tell them that, do you, Bill?
Send these approval ratings even deeper into the toilet? No, of course not. But $6,000 to cool librarians, I don't see the point.
Excuse me, Bill. I have to go. I have an emergency at home.
Oh, yeah, of course. Go. Call me later. Tell me what's happening.
Good. Heather, we're gonna kill D2. Switch this story for you.
I'm telling you, Jeremy, it was Evan Thorne. I heard a whole conversation with the guy.
So it was Evan Thorne. So what, John? What's Evan Thorne got to do with whales washing up on Laguna Beach?
I checked him out. He's one of the world's leading authorities on ozone depletion. He's been telling people for years what the effects will be if the Earth's ozone layer ever erodes completely.
And?
And it could be Armageddon, Jeremy. Animals and insects will go nuts. Millions of people get sick and die. Tell me, do you ever actually watch the news, or do you just produce it?
So, you're telling me that the depletion in the ozone layer is killing all the plankton in the Pacific, is that right?
I didn't say all. I get it. What? You think this is Boston all over again?
I didn't say that. Look, John, you're a good reporter, but if you can jump the gun once without getting your facts straight, and I'm just worried you're trying to stretch this one a little bit, Chief. All right, say there was something squirrely going on with the ozone layer, and the people at the Council on Atmospheric Research would be the first to know about it.
COAR, right?
Right, but listen, John, we're an independent. If we mess this up, the big boys are going to squash us, because what you're talking about sounds like a great story, but...
I know. It's not the kind you ever really want to see.
Hey, Gary, did you hear from Schifrin yet?
No, not yet. Maybe if you called.
If I call, he'll never call back. That's for sure.
That's kind of what Dr. Pike was saying. I don't understand that, though. I mean, you and Dr. Schifrin used to be a team, right?
Yeah, we used to be.
What happened?
What happened? Every time I talked about companies that made styrofoam and aerosol cans and air conditioners, Schifrin got bent way out of shape, and I always felt that industries that pump CFCs in the atmosphere got to be held accountable, and he didn't.
So he fired you?
So he fired me, and now he's head of the COAR, and I'm working out of my house.
Dr. Carter, please report to radiology. Dr. Carter to radiology.
I don't need that. It's enough. I am fine. I'm okay. Money, I can go now. Jenny,
Okay, sir. Thank God.
Do you know this man, miss?
He's my fiance.
Well, your fiance is a sick man.
Okay, sir, what happened?
Nothing. I am fine. I mean, maybe a little weak around the knees, but that's it.
You're not fine. You're suffering first-degree burns on both your hands and your face, and maybe some dehydration due to this heat. Something strange is going on.
Did this happen in a crash?
Oh, I didn't crash. They did.
Who?
The kids. I found their plane down and wrecked. They're all dead. Looked like the sun had baked them alive or something. It's the damnedest thing that I've ever seen. The next thing I know, I'm lying on the sand right beside them. And if they hadn't found me when they did, then...
Something's wrong with all this heat. It has to mean something.
It does.
Danny, get me out of here, please.
He'd be better off here a little while longer. But God knows we don't need the business. We've taken some blood tests to see if his immune system is damaged. If they come back positive, you've got to get him in here right away.
Okay.
Now, are you allergic to any medications?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, well, maybe this will give you some relief.
Well, I'm sorry. There's really nothing more I can say, Mr. Morgan. I mean, we as COAR have no concerns about any severe atmospheric disturbance causing an immediate threat.
So if Evan Thorne were to suggest there was cause for concern?
Evan Thorne? What does Evan Thorne have to do with this?
At the moment, nothing. But a phone call he placed yesterday to the National Oceanic Bureau suggests that he sees some kind of connection between a pod of dead whales and some kind of disturbance in the ozone layer.
Dr. Thorne's a good scientist, but I'm afraid he's always had a rather vivid imagination. Linking dead whales to an atmospheric disturbance is a giant stretch. Even for him.
Can I quote you on that, Doctor?
No. But you can't take a small piece of advice. You might think twice before reporting that the sky is falling. That kind of talk can start a panic. But you might not be able to stop.
Thank you.
Here's his latest redux.
There's no deviation. There's no change in any of the figures. Look at the grid split.
Hey, Evan.
Oh, Evan. Dr. Pike was just telling me what you two have been up to in the last 24 hours. Sounds fascinating.
Look, you here to help?
I understand you plan to go public with your findings.
That's right. Arranging a meeting with the mayor right now. Would you like to come along?
Oh, so I can lend this insanity of yours more credibility? Not a chance. Now, what you guys are predicting is highly unlikely. And you're going to start a panic if you suggest otherwise to the mayor, to anyone else.
Are you saying that your people haven't been tracking this along with us, Schifrin? You don't see the same potential for a disaster that we do?
There are signs of acute ozone depletion off the California coast, yes. But that's it. I mean, nothing we haven't seen in Brazil in '87 or...
Brazil? Oh, come on, that's a lie! No. This is far more serious than Brazil, and you know it. It's the same cover-up that you pulled in '93. Ozone depletion was an all-time high. NASA wanted to put out a national alert. No alert ever came. Why? Because you and your extremist friends got a hold of NASA's report, and you suppressed it. Why don't you finally tell the truth for once?
What if they did? Did the world come to an end, as you and all of the alarmists predicted? No. Evan, ozone levels have fluctuated since the Second World War. Now, if we sounded an alarm every time they dip below optimum levels, the world economy would blow apart. There'd be chaos, bankruptcy.
Money? Is that all that you and your associates are about, Schifrin? Huh? Dying with your stock dividends up? Is that it?
Well, you are as pig-headed and as impossible as you have always been. I'm out of here.
Good, go.
Beautifully done, Ace. I couldn't have asked for the man's help any better myself.
Now, depletion zones of this kind have been known to exist in the Arctic and elsewhere since the mid-1980s.
I suppose those zones are headed this way, too.
It sounds crazy, I know. But this thing's moving, Mayor. And I don't know why. Maybe it's an atmospheric disturbance, maybe volcanic activity or man-made causes. I'm not sure, but it's moving.
Northeast over the southern Pacific at about 500 feet per minute.
Yes. And by my calculations, it should be overhead in less than 3 days.
And I'm supposed to evacuate a city of 6 million people in less than 3 days? A little thin spot in the ozone.
We're not talking about a little thin spot, Mayor. We're talking about a hole. A depletion so thin that it creates a window 100 miles wide and the only thing that separates us from the destructive power of the sun. Take a good look. If this thing settles over our heads, we'll all be in big trouble. If you think the city's overheated now, you haven't seen anything yet.
All right, well, I think it was a lot for him to take in all at once.
Well,
He said he would start a full-scale investigation, and he means it. He'll call NASA, the National Weather Service, anyone who could possibly corroborate your story.
Jenny, if he doesn't prioritize this...
He will. He will. You have my word on it.
Okay? I'm gonna give him till 1 o'clock. If I don't hear from him by then, I'm gonna go public.
Okay.
Thanks, sis.
It's nice to meet you. Take care.
Can I walk you to your car?
Sure.
Huh. apologize for dragging you into this mess.
Well, don't be ridiculous. I had to come. Because we are in pretty deep trouble here, aren't we?
Well, unless I'm the quack everyone thinks I am.
Yeah.
We are. There's no reason to think that this thing's going to stop once it hits Los Angeles.
Well, it's going to keep going.
It is going to keep going. As far as the weather conditions will take it. If it doesn't replenish itself, it becomes a global problem, Miss Sobel, not a local one.
Would you do me a favor? Would you call me Elizabeth? Because if we're going to be working together, I just thought, you know.
Okay.
Miss Sobel? Your office told me I might find you here. John Morgan, KTML Eyewitness News. You're Dr. Evan Thorne, right?
That's right, yeah.
I've been reading your latest book, Deadly Exposure. It's pretty scary stuff.
Forgive us, but this is really not a good time.
You just came from the mayor's office, didn't you? I mean, that's why people come to City Hall to see the mayor, right?
Mr. Morgan, what do you want?
What do I want? I want the story. Whatever it is that has brought you two together at Mayor Thompson's doorstep like this.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you do. Spoke to your old friend, Aaron Schifrin, this morning, Doctor. Just hearing that you and Miss Sobel were comparing notes seemed to shake him to the core.
Well, good for you. So what?
So, who would you rather see me put on the 6 o'clock news tonight? You? Or him?
Doing up here?
Swear he said he wanted to do it, said he can check his satellite data while we talk. Okay, you all set?
Now, I just want to go on record. This is going to be taped, not live.
Tape delay, right? We won't run it until you give us the word.
Good.
Still don't know why you want to delay this.
You just start to ask the questions, Mr. Morgan, and you will.
Let's do it. Okay, Doctor, let's take this from the top. Let me make sure I understand you, Doctor. You're saying when this thing hits, the sun's heat will be the least of our problems?
I'm saying that the effects that exposure to the sun's unfiltered radiation will have on humans will be too numerous to count. People experience mass hallucinations, cardiac failures, skin cancers, everything you'd expect from a breakdown of our body's total immune systems.
And our food and water?
It can all be contaminated.
And this may all happen in the next 72 hours?
Yes, if we don't do something to prepare ourselves first.
Yes, but prepare ourselves how? How do we protect ourselves from something like this?
Well, staying indoors, of course. Avoid direct exposure to the sun, or if you can't do that, wear protective clothing. But if this thing hits full force over an extended period of time, it just might be best to pray that that doesn't happen.
Thanks, Doc. I think.
Well, look, John, it's just the way I see it.
Sure, I wasn't expecting anything as catastrophic as this. I was looking for a big story, but this. Come check this out.
Freaking out, man.
What is it? Central nervous system's gone haywire. You have to say burned out. Looks like they're blind and disoriented. You may not have 48 hours, let alone 72. We're going to be hit with the full, unfiltered power of the sun. UV radiation suppresses the immune system, so even minor infections will be fatal, especially in older people, children. Our water supply will be tainted, food supply destroyed. Every earthly form will be affected. Birds, animals, insects.
I had no idea.
told you this isn't a joke.
No, I mean, I can hear that Thorne is serious. I mean, do you really believe that?
That what he's saying is for real? I don't know. The heat, the whales, those birds up in the mountains. I mean, you put it all together, it spells some kind of heavy atmospheric disturbance.
We're playing with dynamite here, John.
I know.
I'm not running the tape until I get some kind of corroboration, either from Schifrin, the National Weather Service, or NASA. Somebody with some real scientific credentials.
Yeah, but Jeremy, they're not...
No arguments. I'll have Alice make some calls. You and Andy get back down to City Hall and see if the mayor has any official response to Dr. Thorne's allegations.
Okay.
I know you always wanted another big story to run with. Let's just hope we live to air it.
Thank you, Dr. Schifrin, for coming to see me on such short notice. But as you've already heard, this is a potential emergency.
Oh, of course. Anything I can do to help.
Fine. Let's get the million-dollar question out of the way first. Now, are you in agreement with Dr. Thorne's assessment of the situation or not?
No, I'm not. At least not at this time.
What does that mean?
That means my people have detected a sizable thin spot in the ozone layer in the area he described. But that's it. There's no hole or anything that will become one.
Have you seen the data, Dr. Schifrin?
I take it this thin spot would create none of the problems Dr. Thorne warned us about if it were to appear over Los Angeles.
To the extent that an evacuation of Los Angeles is necessary, absolutely not. Of course, I think it would be a good idea to issue a public health advisory against overexposure.
Well, that's very reassuring, Doctor. Really. Just wish I could believe it. We've done some checking, and your people really aren't sure what's going on up there, are they?
I'm sorry, I don't...
Well, you asked NASA and the National Weather Bureau 15 questions about this ozone business. You get 15 different answers back. Everyone can agree there's some cause for alarm, but that's the only thing they can agree on. Who am I supposed to listen to?
You're the point man for the government in this situation, Doctor. Everyone we've consulted has left the call on evacuation to you. Now, Evan and Dr. Pike feel that we need to move on this immediately.
So if any part of your decision is tainted by your differences with Dr. Thorne?
Mayor Thompson, I can assure you that...
What's happening? What is this?
Watch out! Jenny, Miss Mare, be careful.
Oh, my God.
Get away from the window.
How's the bump on your head, Jenny?
I'm okay.
I don't suppose you have any idea what just happened here, Dr. Schifrin. I mean, Thorne did suggest we might see this sort of thing. Birds and animals behaving oddly.
Right, well, he would be correct. If there was a hole in the ozone, this sort of thing could happen. Just as it could in extreme heat. See, and this marks what? 8th day in a row of temperatures in the hundreds?
A heat wave does not make birds crash through a window.
Excuse me, Doctor. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, the press corps is here insisting on knowing what's going on.
Hold them off a few minutes. I'll speak to them. You stand by your earlier statement that this city is in no serious danger from any ozone-related phenomena.
No danger. I mean, there may be a few days of discomfort, but nothing more serious than that. You issue that health warning as I suggested, and everything should be fine.
Everything is not fine. Look what is happening here.
Okay, Jenny, okay. Thank you, Doctor, and well, thanks again for coming in.
My door's always open. Jenny?
No, you can't believe what he's saying. Evan knows what he's talking about.
Well, I can't believe what, the head of the COAR? The man government officials told me I can rely on for straight answers about all of this? I'm sorry, Jenny, but I have to. I'm not going to start a statewide panic talking evacuation until that man says it's necessary or somebody proves him wrong. One or the other.
do me a favor and see if you can't track down the governor for me. Please?
Is there any connection with what happened and Dr. Schifrin?
No. That is patently false. There is absolutely no connection between what happened here today and our meeting with Dr. Schifrin.
Could you tell us what that meeting was about, Mr. Mayor?
No, I'm sorry. I can't discuss that at this time.
Could it have anything to do with the meeting you had with Dr. Evan Thorne?
I'm sorry, John, but that's something else I can't comment on right now. Now, if you'll all please excuse me, I better go clean up.
Sorry, Evan. Tried to talk to him. I really did.
I know you did. It's okay.
Okay, Evan, that hole is less than 36 hours away. Now, what are we going to do?
I don't know. I'll talk to him again.
It won't do any good. No one's gonna make a move without Schifrin's okay. And as long as half his funding is coming from the same people who caused this problem in the first place.
You're right. He's not going to give it. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go public. I'm going to call John Morgan. I'm going to give him the green light to run the interview. Maybe that'll save a few lives. This thing will just turn around.
Or close itself. I mean, two things that are still possible, right?
Well, it's possible. It's not probable. I mean, you need a dramatic change in the weather conditions.
Please. That hole is not going anywhere. Everyone I have talked to is convinced of that. Dr. Hamlish in London, Dr. Asuna in Japan, Dr. Vandalier in Sweden, the Canadian UV unit. The only way this hole is going to go away is if something makes it go away. Come on, Evan, if it's occurred to me, I know it's occurred to you.
What are you talking about?
The ORB. Evan, he's talking about the ORB.
The what?
It's an acronym for ozone replenishing bomb. Evan and Dr. Pike were days away from testing a prototype when Schifrin pulled the plug.
A bomb?
A form of a bomb, yeah. It is designed to catalyze a massive chemical reaction that would actually destroy the chlorine that is eating away at the ozone layer. Come on, Evan. If we could get the prototype to work.
Okay, look, you're right. I've been thinking about it. Every hour on the hour, actually. But you're talking about untested theory here. I mean, this prototype can make the hole bigger, not close it up.
Yeah. And if we do nothing?
Evan, you have to try it. If the mayor won't evacuate the city, it's our only hope. You have to do something.
Even if the prototype works, we don't have a way to get it to the hole.
Wait a minute. Couldn't we launch it on a missile from some kind of a high-altitude aircraft?
Where do we get a high-altitude aircraft?
We could get one from NASA, from the Air Force, when they inevitably see the need to distance themselves from Aaron's monumental case of denial.
Evan,
What?
do you have a better idea? We're running out of time.
Okay, we'll see if the thing works. And then we'll try to get somebody to listen. Fair enough?
Hey, here we are.
Schifrin killed the project. We put her in mothballs. Hey, guys, give me a hand with this, would you? There it is.
That's it?
You think?
Well, certainly one of a kind.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
Yeah, I know it doesn't look like much, but believe me, the chemistry's sound.
Okay, let's take it upstairs and see if we can get it to work.
All right.
You're gonna be all right. Hold on, okay?
Dr.
Hold on.
Dr. Schwartz, you are needed immediately in ER. Dr. Schwartz, ER stat.
Excuse me.
They just keep
coming.
This one says he was out fishing this morning. His son did this to him in just under 3 hours.
Sir? Can you hear me? How did this happen to you? Sir?
The birds on the side caught fire. Oh, help me, please.
All right, just relax. We're gonna give you something for pain. Can you hold on?
I want 10 milligrams of morphine. Every push, stat.
Doctor, can you explain this to me? What's happening?
We're doing the best we can. We're dealing with a lot of emergencies.
I can't feel anything.
I understand.
Help me.
Where's my husband?
Please help me.
Jeremy, Evan Thorne just called. And go ahead to use the tank.
Yeah, well, that's good, because we're about to run it anyway. Take a look at this. It's a satellite feed from San Diego. Coast Guard found an American fishing boat adrift off the northern coast of Mexico. All of its crew members dead. Looks like they went back in time to Hiroshima in 1945.
So Thorne was right. There is a hole out there somewhere.
Yeah, something like that. In every emergency room in the county is reporting record turnouts, people complaining of heat stroke, nausea, occluded vision. Looks like the time for restraint has passed, John. We got to get the word out before it's too late.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Hang on, there's somebody at the door. Yeah, I'll see you tonight. Okay, bye. Come in. So, Dr. Hellstrom, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting a house call.
Well, this isn't exactly a house call. You're lucky, Mr. Elliott. Your blood test came back negative. But not so lucky were the people that I've seen that don't know how they got burned.
Look, Doc.
Now, you were the first to come in with burns, indicating there was some kind of abnormal exposure. And then you said something about some kids that were burned to death. Now, I haven't seen or heard anything about that plane crash in the newspaper, on the TV, or on the radio. These burns are from some source of radiation, right? Tell me what the hell is going on so that I am better able to take care of my patients.
Excuse me. Hello? Hey, Jen, what? Now? No, I'll put it on right away. Yeah, I love you too. Okay. Well, Doc, looks like you wasted a trip. Here's the answer to your question right here.
Again, to repeat, television station KTML in Los Angeles is reporting that a hole in the Earth's ozone layer is the cause of hundreds of fatalities and several thousand eye and skin-related injuries that have been suffered throughout the Southern California area over the last 24 hours, and that a full-scale solar emergency in that city is now, in fact, imminent. A university team led by renowned environmental scientist Evan Thorne has claimed an ozone hole nearly 100 miles in diameter is moving eastward over the southern Pacific and should be directly over Los Angeles in less than 36 hours, at which time its full destructive impact should be felt. Here is some of what Dr. Thorne had to say to KTML's John Morgan about the impact.
We're going to be hit with the full, unfiltered power of the sun. UV radiation suppresses the immune system, so even minor infections will be fatal, especially in older people, children. Our water supply will be tainted, food supply destroyed. Every earthly form will be affected. Birds, animals, insects. Some will nearly die quietly, others will suffer from neurological damage and navigational irregularities. They'll become sick and agitated. We'll see abnormal behavior, and their disorientation will present humankind with horrors that are beyond the imagination.
A strange sight along Southern California freeways. A mass of cars heading out of town started this morning. It's looking like an all-day rush hour. Evidently, this spurt of mass exodus is based upon a report from station KTML with Dr. Evan Thorne, a renowned atmospheric scientist who is speculating that Los Angeles is in imminent danger from an ozone hole moving over it.
As you can see in this live shot from downtown, things are getting out of hand in city streets. Traffic is backed up, and tensions do appear to be running very high as they react to a possible...
Thank you. Mayor, I've got the governor.
Los Angeles. Police are moving in to try to restore calm. I've never seen anything like this before.
Governor, we need the National Guard out here and fast.
I hear you, Bill, and they're on their way. In the meantime, I'll give Washington another call and get the Pentagon involved in this now. This is a national emergency. We'll do all we can to help you, Bill. You have our full support.
Thanks, Jack.
Of course. Our prayers are with you, Bill.
Now, you want to try and tell me again about this so-called bomb your brother's working on?
Yeah, well, it's not really a bomb. It's,
An ozone replenishing device.
Right. Whatever the hell that is.
He'd be glad to explain it to you if you'd just let him try. He can stop this thing, if you would just listen.
All right. I'll listen to him. But not to him alone. Now, Schifrin's still the voice of authority in this matter. Now, if he can convince me this bomb will work, that it's our only choice, then I'll call the governor, the president, plead, demand, or whatever it takes to get help. But that's one hell of a big if.
What? That wasn't good?
No. Dissipated too quickly. The bomb should work like a cloud seeding device. The gases need to remain dispersed in a kind of suspension while ozone's created. It didn't happen.
The reaction works. It's basic chemistry. Pull out the bromine, pull out the chlorine, the ozone should regenerate. Why didn't it happen?
So how long before we can do it again?
4 hours, maybe more. Hey, Gary, evacuate the chamber. We're going to run another simulation.
You got it.
I'll rerun the model from the ground up, and we'll make the adjustment.
And if there's no adjustment to be made?
Well, then, I guess we don't need that airplane.
Tensions have boiled over here in downtown Los Angeles this afternoon as word spreads that an ozone is moving over the city.
The police presence in the area appears to be
Residents
small
are in a
and not
panic.
really very
Despite calls for calm, unrest has spread into downtown, overrun by the angry mob here in downtown
We can see fights breaking out between motorists as their frustration reaches the breaking point and tempers flare.
Come here with the cops when you need them. Live is force. Now, as you can see, this live picture here at Ground Zero, just as it is.
Sarah Daniels in the KTML-6 helicopter. We're right over the scene of the outbreak.
So what's the problem?
Hell, they're gonna shoot us. Called out by the governor have arrived to try to help police restore calm to the area. Guardsmen are now being spat out throughout the area, and we see looters now running through the streets, giving off their stolen goods. The National Guard troops are chasing them down and taking them into custody.
And back even as far as so they can attempt to get traffic moving once again.
You know, there are so many looters, it doesn't appear that the Guardsmen could ever catch them all.
Traffic moving once again and try to restore security and order in the downtown area. Stay on the street. Back into your car, sir. Thank you. Keep it moving. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Off the streets. Let's go. Inside the building, please.
Get back in your car.
Downtown LA.
Word spreads that ozone hole is moving over the
We
city.
can see fights breaking out between motorists.
for agreeing to see me, Doctor.
Well, I'm sorry that this has turned into yet another showdown between your brother and myself. Please, Jimmy. Just tell me, how can I help you?
Evan's gone back to work on the ORB. He intends to use it to close the hole.
The ORB was a failed experiment.
That's not true. It's never been proven to work.
It's an untested prototype. It's likely to do more harm than good. I would no more encourage its use in this situation than I would an atomic bomb.
Getting hit by an atomic bomb is precisely the fate this city is facing here.
Well, that's a bit dramatic. You know, for the 100th time, there is no hole in the ozone. I warned your brother of this chaos. We're dealing with a thin spot here, nothing more.
My God. You really still believe that, don't you?
Yes, I do. I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it.
I think you've been lying so long, you don't even know what the truth is anymore.
I believe what the evidence available to me supports.
Selling your soul to the devil is your prerogative, Doctor. But selling the souls of millions of others is not. God help you if you don't see that before it's too late. We need your help.
Yes, sir.
Racer! Hun, you home? Must be the lab.
Hey, Gary. You see this?
All over the city, as people try to
City
get out
is
of
coming
LA,
apart at the seams.
the mayor and local police are appealing to the public to remain calm, despite reports that an ozone hole is moving towards Los Angeles. Residents are being asked to stay
I think
inside.
we're just about done here. Ready to give it another shot. We're all set, Dr. Thorne.
So are we.
So what's the good word, Doc? Is it going to work this time?
Has to work. We've adjusted the chemical mixture. Now we need to create the right dispersion rate.
What then, Evan?
What are you doing down here?
Please, Aaron, we don't have time for a fight right now.
Looks like you guys are set up for a test fire.
What do you care? This was always a toy that you didn't want to play with, remember?
Well, as they say, circumstances have changed. You might not believe it, but I'm here to help you, Evan. Because you might be right.
Okay, how?
Well, I can't help with the ORB. I mean, that's more your project than it is mine. You've said that. But if you guys can get this thing to work, I've got a plane to launch it. We have an F-5 that's been modified for high-altitude experimental research. It's a government project.
Yeah, I fly the F-5 at Belding. It'll get us up to 55,000 feet.
We need a spectrophotometer.
Okay. Comes with the plane.
We're gonna need a missile.
Put the pylons back on.
Yeah, I just am not sure that I have a pilot that's checked out, so...
That's no problem. I do this kind of thing every day.
Air Force will supply the missile if I can get the authorization from the NSC. So, I'll call you when I have something to report. Yeah, get me Don Thompson at the NSC office in L.A.
Never thought I'd live to see the day.
Yeah. Must be the heat. Yeah, you turn the temperature up a few degrees on some people. They change completely.
Hey, don't knock it. He's getting us what we want.
Hey, Doc, have you heard from Jenny? She's supposed to be at my house, but she's not answering the phone.
No.
Yeah, Elizabeth hasn't called in yet either.
That's it. That's it. It's the temperature. It's not the mixture. We changed the temperature of the atmosphere with the dispersion blast, so we have to put that into the test. Gary, load up another model.
Yeah.
We need to do another test at a higher temperature.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not going to need me around here for a while, right?
No.
I'm going to go check on the girls.
Check in every 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah. Hey, good luck.
Have Elizabeth call me.
Okay.
Start the sequence now. Ready when you are, Evan.
Okay, fire it up, Gary. Okay, where is it? There it is. There it is. Right there. Unbelievable. It worked. Yes. The most beautiful thing
Come on, Chuck, be there. Come on. Pick up the phone, Chuck, come on. Come on, be there. Be there. Come on, Chuck.
Hanger, this is Chuck.
Chuck, listen, it's Racer. I need your help, man. I need a medevac unit at my house.
It's Jenny. She's in bad shape. I gotta get her to a hospital damn fast. Who we got in the air right now?
Hang on, Racer. I'll get 6-2 Bravo over there right away.
Racer, I hope you know they're going to hang us for this. If the world doesn't end first.
Excuse me, coming through.
We need your help. Please. Please.
Come this way, quickly. Come on.
Let me know if there's a change. Okay, thanks, Rick.
What is it? What's wrong?
That was Racer. My sister Jenny's in the hospital, intensive care.
Intensive care? Why? What happened?
He found her passed out on the floor. In his apartment, she had insect bites all over her body.
I believe it.
They said her immune system's weak and she might not be able to fight the toxins off right now.
Sorry.
Racer's with her. She'll be fine.
Of course. It's okay.
Please, Jen. Don't leave me like this. Not now. Not now.
Let me make sure I understand this. You people want to use a bomb on this thing.
It isn't actually a bomb, Dan. It is a light hydrocarbon ozone replenishing device. Now, it's designed to detonate in the upper atmosphere and remove enough chlorine so that the ozone can replenish itself.
So you're confirming a hole in the ozone?
Well, there isn't actually a hole, but it's the next thing to it. There's a very dangerous thinning of the ozone that could cause the damage that we're predicting. And it definitely will if it hovers over L.A. for a sustained period of time.
Thorne calls this device of his an ORB.
And you really think such a thing can work?
It's been lab tested successfully. It's still experimental, but considering that there are no other alternatives and we're running out of time...
Well, it just seems to me that what you're talking about is jumping from the frying pan into the fire. What guarantees do we have that what you say is going to happen tomorrow will in fact happen?
There are no guarantees. All Dr. Schifrin and his colleagues can offer us are mathematical probabilities. But take a look around you, sir. I mean, this city's falling apart.
General, you think this bomb is the way to go?
Yes, sir, I do. Under the present circumstances, with no chance now for a controlled evacuation, what choice do we have? And I think that fact needs to be reported to the president. My advice to you, Dan, is to give this man what he wants.
I'll brief the president. It's the only option we have. Gentlemen.
Okay, thanks. Hey, good news. We got Schifrin's F5. We got a missile. We got 2 choppers. One for us and one for Racer out the hospital. Nice. Now, he's coming in 20 minutes to pick us up, so we got to get ready. Young, you got to finish this up. Yeah, load it up on the tarmac, all right? Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Let's line up
Call
the
Racer
lot.
and let him know what's going on.
Her fever still hasn't broken. Her doctors are saying the next 8 hours are going to be critical.
Okay, listen, Racer. You have to leave her.
We got the plane. It's all up to you now.
Listen, Doc,
I'm afraid there's something else. It's about Elizabeth.
I've got the helipad in sight, Dr. Schifrin, but it's gusting over 30 knots. Might be a problem setting down.
You've got to.
I don't know if we can land here. We've got some severe turbulence.
The hell with it. You got no choice. Put it down right now. The mayor told me about Jenny. I'm sorry. She okay?
She's hanging in there. Listen, we should go. All
right.
Dr. Zorn, good luck. Okay, thank you, Gary. Dr. Schifrin,
be safe.
You do the same. All of you.
God be with him, man.
What kind of time we got?
It's a little after 4. The sun will be up in a couple of hours. You and Racer are on off the ground by then.
We will be. We have to be. When you get this to the plane, you're gonna need 2 men on the other side. It's heavy, boys.
Let's go, man.
Evan, O'Neill here is going to take you to Racer, okay? Good luck. I'll be in the control tower.
Thanks, Aaron.
Put a second unit on flight deck. Yes, sir.
Evan.
Jack, I need another transport.
John,
Coming.
how'd you get here?
This is
Check
it.
the converter.
Thanks for everything.
Good luck.
Okay, let's get it ready to roll out. Roger, sir. Stand by for refuel. Lieutenant, I need a full systems check. Yes, sir.
of this, Doc?
It's going to be a high-speed ride.
Hey, you can't fly the plane and run the spectrophotometer, too. ORB's release point's too critical. You can't gauge it alone.
Yeah, but you ain't...
Look, I got one chance to get this right, so let's get it right, okay?
Let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Bring it on in. All right, clear the deck.
All right, Doc. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Let's do it then.
Hey, they're getting ready to move. There you go, sir. She's good to go, sir.
Tower, this is Research 1. We are ready to taxi. Over.
Research 1 Tower, taxi to runway 16. Wind 25015, gust 25, altimeter 299er7.
Roger.
How the hell did you get in?
There's no way I'm going to miss this. I was here at the beginning. I'm going to be here at the end, no matter what.
Request approved, Research 1. Research 1 is now taxiing to runway 16. Could you coordinate an unrestricted climb to flight level 550? Research 1 Tower, unrestricted climb approved, your discretion.
Tower, this is Research 1. We are ready for takeoff. Over.
Research 1 Tower.
Wind 25015, gust 25. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16.
You have the okay. Evan Racer, good luck and Godspeed. Give me a load of mine so I can get a patch.
Yes, sir.
Research 1, we have you on radar. The ozone hole appears to be at a 210 heading from your position of
120.
120 miles.
I got it. 210.
Evan, let me know when you have a fix on the center.
I'm waiting for the spectrophotometer to come online.
How you doing back there, Doc?
Good, real good.
Come on, cheer up back there. All we're gonna do is launch a bomb that may not work at a hole that we can't see from a plane that could fall to Earth like a rock. Piece of cake, Doc. Piece of cake.
Research 1, this is Mojave. Evan, it's Schifrin. Do you have any readings yet on the spectrophotometer?
No, nothing yet.
Something wrong?
Not picking anything up on the spectrophotometer yet. What's our altitude?
We're just coming up on 55,000 right now.
Sir, they're climbing through 55,000 feet.
That's as high as this aircraft will go, 55,000 feet?
Well, let me put it to you this way, Doc. 55 is all she's warranted for. Why?
Hole must be bigger than we figured. Get a proper fix. We're going to need more altitude. Can you get us to 60?
Guess I'm going to have to.
60,000. Sir, he's really pushing it.
Racer, that aircraft is certified for 55,000 feet. If you climb any higher, you could lose it.
Yeah, we hear you, Schifrin. It can't be helped. We've got to get close enough to the center to get a fix. You're still showing the center of the hole in its present setting?
65,000, sir.
Yeah, turn left about 30 degrees, and you'll have the center.
Roger that. Turning left, 030 degrees.
Okay, let's set it up.
This is Tower. Report data observation.
Evan, you getting anything on your Dobson readings?
What do you have there?
Dobson readings falling rapidly. We got 132, 93, 76, 62, 54, 32, 19, 11. They're almost zero.
You're about 80 miles out. Your present heading is good, about 60 miles. "20 degrees left, 40 miles. That's it. You're lined up perfectly, 30 miles out. Drop it and get the hell out of there.
Evan, you hear the man? Have you got a fix yet? Can you locate it?
Hold on. I've got the coordinates. Let that missile fly and let's get out of here fast.
Roger that. 3, 2, 1. Use away.
See that small flash? That must be the ORB.
Research 1, this is Tower. Come in.
My God, the ozone is being replenished.
Research 1, this is Tower. Do you
It's
copy?
working, John. Look. The Dobson count is going up. It's a measurement of the ozone layer. It's gone from 22 to 285. It means the hole's being replenished. They did it.
Research 1, come in.
It's working. Can you contact them? They have to hear the news.
Research 1, Mojave Tower, come in. Research 1, Mojave Tower, over.
I've lost him, sir.
Research 1, this is Mojave Tower. You have hit your target. Mission accomplished. Do you copy?
Research 1, this is Mojave Tower. You have hit your target. Mission accomplished. Do you copy?
That's no good, sir. We lost contact. She's dead. I'm sorry, sir. All I'm getting is static. Tower. It's for you, Doctor.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's great. Good, thanks, Dan. That's wonderful. No, we haven't made contact yet.
Research 1, come in.
Right, I'll let you know.
Who's that?
This is Dan Thompson of the NSC. The satellite network has confirmed our results. He was right.
Wait a sec. Come in, Research 1.
Sir? I got him.
It's them. We got him, sir. We got him. He's inbound. Research 1, this is Mojave. Welcome home. You are cleared for landing on runway 21. Winds are 200 at 10. Altimeter 3001.
Welcome back, beautiful. We missed you.
Hi. What happened?
Well, it's a long story. But you're okay. We're all okay. We'll fill you in on all the details later.
Okay.
Okay. Get some rest now.
Yeah.
I'm taking off.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you.
We'll see you in a couple hours, all right?
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to get this? The sun's kind of bright in here.
No, that's all right. Leave it. Feels good.